Welcome. We're on chapter 2. Chapter 2 is There is a Science of Getting Rich. Now, hopefully you read this chapter before because these chapters are deep. They bring up a lot of conditioning or old thought habits, how we really think and how we were raised by our parents, what we heard as a kid, what we went to school and heard. So again, these chapters can be a little bit difficult. But you're growing, you're expanding, and you're getting better. That's what it's all about. I know thyself. See, once you know yourself, once you truly are honest with yourself, what your habits are, then and only then, we can start changing. We can start changing them for the better. Let's dig into chapter 2. There is a science of getting rich. And he goes right into it. He says, there are certain laws which govern the process of acquiring riches. There are certain laws that govern the process of acquiring riches. Once you learn and obey these laws, you will automatically become a member of that select group of people who live the secret, and you will get rich with mathematical certainty. Wow. You will get rich with mathematical certainty. What is he talking about? What certain laws is he talking about? See, here, right in the beginning, he's talking about the laws of the universe, no matter what we want to call it. Laws of the universe, laws of Mother Nature, universal law. We want to call it God's law, laws of God. It's all the same thing. And this is what he says at the end. You will get rich with mathematical certainty. What's mathematical certainty? You will get rich just as certain as 2 plus 2 is 4. See, you can't debate 2 plus 2 is 4. We can't talk philosophy around it. It just is. 2 plus 2 is 4, period. Boom, that's it. Just is. This is how I want you to think about the laws of the universe. They just are. They're laws. The issue is we live in a society that we think we can play with the laws because we look at lawyers and attorneys and court, which are man-made laws. And if you have a lot of experience in this area, you know that lots of times the system can be played. People try to play the system. People have talked themselves out of things that rather than taking full responsibility for. See, man-made laws can be played. Makes sense? We try to play the system. That's what man-made laws create. Trying to create shortcuts. But we take that same mentality and those same bad habits and we start doing it to nature laws, universal laws, God laws. The issue with that is they cannot be played. There are no shortcuts. They just are. They're working for you or against you. No matter if you know it or not. No matter if you're aware of it or not. That's why he says, like mathematical certainty. It just is. There's no debate. It's just like 2 plus 2 is 4. Let's continue on. And he explains, there is but one great law, and namely, he calls it energy is. And we're talking about this. He continues. All physical and mental science is based on these one great law and its 7 subsidiary laws, which operate in conjunction with each other. They all operate. They're all intertwined. In conjunction with each other. And he says the law of vibration, which is the law of energy. Okay? When he says energy is, it's really the law of vibration. The law of vibration is a law that serves as the foundation for the law of attraction. So you see, the law of attraction, as popular as it really is, the law of attraction is really a sub-law of the law of vibration. What is the law of vibration? The law of vibration is energy. Remember? Our body, we are a huge form of energy. We're not just flesh, a huge block of flesh. We're energy. if energy cannot be destroyed, if energy is proven by science that it's always moving into form, out of form, it's never stagnant, it's always moving, what does that mean? We're either getting better or worse, even if we're aware of it or not. Listen, then he gives the 7 subsidiary laws. The law of perpetual transmutation, the law of relativity, the law of vibration, the law of polarity, the law of rhythm, the law of cause and effect, the law of gender. Now, we're not going to go through all these laws here. He hints to them in other chapters, but he brings them up. They all work together. And he says they work together in mathematical certainty. They cannot be played. You cannot play the system with the laws of the universe. They just are. He says the best definition of natural laws seems to be that it is the uniform and orderly method of God. It is the uniform and orderly method of God. Let me state this paragraph. As you have witnessed viewing The Secret, the law of attraction will deliver to you what you do not want as quickly and as certainly as it will deliver to you what you want. And he says here in this tiny couple sentences what we've been talking about. The laws of nature, the laws of God, the laws of the universe will give you exactly what you want just as quickly as it gives you what you don't want. Does that make sense? I'm going to let you chew on that for a little while. Meditate on it. The ownership of money and property comes as a result of doing things in a certain way, by law. These who do things in a certain way, whether on purpose or accidentally, get rich. Listen to this. Those who do things in a certain way, whether on purpose or accidentally, get rich. Wow. Those who do things in a certain way, rather an accident or on purpose, get rich. Those who do things in a certain way, no matter how hard they work or how able they are, remain poor. So you have to know these laws. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know thyself. He said these laws are like mathematical certainty. Just like 2 + 2 is 4. That's how strong they are. They can't be. Listen to this. This even gets stronger. It is a natural law that like causes always produce like effects. Listen to this. He's explaining the law of cause and effect. He says it is natural law that like causes always produce like effects. Therefore, any man or woman who learns to do things in a certain way will infallibly get rich. I'll read it one more time. It is a natural law that like causes always produce like effects. Therefore, any man or woman who learns to do things in a certain way will infallibly get rich. If like causes produce like effects. See, it's all on what are you doing? What are you thinking? And what are you thinking produces exactly those thoughts. That's what he's talking about. That's why it becomes positive or negative. You attract to you exactly who you are, exactly what you're thinking, exactly who you are emotionally. That's what he's talking about. If like causes produce like effects. And he says that the above statement is true is shown by the following facts. Then he goes into some examples. And he says getting rich is not a matter of environment. If it were, all the people in certain areas would become wealthy and people in one city would be all rich, while those of other towns would all remain poor. The inhabitants of one state would roll into wealth, while those of adjoining state would be in poverty. He even takes it a step further, not little sections. He's even looking at states, because states are separated. One state would be wealthy, one state would be poor. It's not like that. He says getting rich is not a matter of environment. We frequently see rich and poor living in the same environment and often engage in the same vocations. And he continues and he says, and furthermore, the ability to do things in this certain way is not due solely to the possession of talent. Because many people who have great talent remain poor, while others who have very little talent get rich. Wow. It's not just on talent. If we study people who have gotten rich, we find that they are an average lot in all respects. It is evident that they do not get rich because they possess unique talents and abilities. They get rich because they happen to do things in a certain way. Listen to this. They get rich because they happen to do things in a certain way. What is that? They're following universal law. He says, getting rich is not the result of saving or thrift. Many very punious people are poor, while free splendors often get rich. Then he continues, if getting rich is the result of doing things in a certain way, then any man or woman who can do things in that way can become rich. And if like causes always produce like effects, the whole matter can be brought into the domain of an exact science. He's going right back to universal law. Listen to this. Getting rich involves the necessity of dealing with people and of being where there are people to deal with. But that is about as far as environment matters. If anybody else in your town can get rich, so can you. Listen to this. If anybody else in your town can get rich, so can you. If anybody else in your state can get rich, so can you. Again, it's not a matter of choosing some particular business or profession. People get rich in every business and in every profession. While the next door neighbors in the same vocation remain in poverty. See, you can be in the same profession as somebody else, and that other person can be rich. They have the same vocation, the same career, the same job, the same experience, the same degrees. What's the difference? And he finishes the chapter. Now I want to read this. He finishes the chapter on this, and it's strong. You may be the poorest person on the continent and deeply in debt, but if you begin to do things in a certain way, you must infallibly become rich. Because like causes must produce like effects. You will get rich even if you do not have any friends, influence, or other resources. Listen to this. You will get rich no matter if you do not have any friends, influence, or resources. If you follow the law is an exact science, the laws of the universe, you must get rich. Abundance must come to you. No matter if you have no friends, no connections, nobody to help you out, no influence. It's an exact science. It's an exact law. And he continues, if you have no capital, you can get capital. If you are in the wrong business, you can get into the right business. If you are in the wrong location, you can go into the right location. If you can do so by beginning in your present business and in your present location to do things in a certain way, which causes success. Listen to this. This is the little nugget within this big paragraph. Now I want you to pull this out and highlight it. You can do so by beginning in your present business, your present job right now, and in your present location where you live right now, to do things in a certain way, which causes success. He's talking about here, start now, take action. See, people make a mistake of waiting till the perfect situation to arise, waiting for all their ducks to be in a row, waiting for, I'll start doing this when I have this. I'll start doing this when I have this. But they never have it. They never start. That's how most people live. And that's how most people view success. Well, I'll start having get-togethers, inviting people over when I live in a better house. Start now. Start doing it now. The action of now puts the law of attraction in motion. And I love this. He says, you must begin to live in harmony. Listen to this. You must begin to live in harmony with the laws that govern the universe. Read it one more time. You must begin to live in harmony with the universal law, with the laws of God, the laws of Mother Nature, whatever you want to call it. Live in harmony with these laws. You must learn to. And I'm going to end this chapter with this before we move on. Clearly remember, the law of attraction is always working. It's always working for you or against you. It's always working. It never rests. Think it, feel it, do it, and you are attracted. This is the great secret of life. I will see you in chapter 3.